name is Alan. Let me wash my hands first. Give me 1 sec. Okay. I'm gonna give you some privacy real quick. Hi, my name is Alan. I'm a nursing student at Santa Ana College, and I'm gonna be doing a quick physical assessment on you. Is it okay for us to start?
Yes.
Okay, cool. So it should only take about 15 minutes, and we'll be done, and I'll leave you alone. All right. So first things first. What's your name and date of birth?
Karina Mena, April 30, 1990.
Cool. And do you know where you're at?
Yes.
And do you know why you're here? Oh, where are you?
At the hospital.
Do you know why you're here?
I broke my right wrist.
The right wrist. Okay. Do you know what day it is?
Yes.
Can you tell me the date?
April 4th, 2020.
And what day of the week?
Saturday.
Saturday. Okay. So it's just from coming in. You can tell she's alert and oriented ×4. And just look at her. It looks like she has a good hygiene, that she takes care of herself, and she's not distressed. And she has, it looks like she probably has good posture. So she looks like she's ready to begin. So first thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna check her eyes. I'm gonna do her eye assessment and make sure her eyes are accommodating to the light correctly. So just look straight. Okay, and then just follow the flashlight. Okay, so her eyes seem normal. Her eyes are round and equal, and they accommodate to the light correctly. Let me look at the conjunctiva. So the eyes are clear also. The sclera is white. So it looks like her eyes are healthy. So now let me check your head. So we're just looking for any bruises, any signs, anything wrong with that. Could be, wrong with her head, like any kind of injuries. But everything looks good. Everything looks normal. So let me sit you up a little bit more. And just put your head straight. And just by looking at her, there's no JVD on her neck. So everything looks normal. And then can I see your mouth? Can you open your mouth for me? And then her mouth is moist and pink. Can you lift your tongue? And there's no any kind of cuts or anything like that. Go ahead and lay down. All right. So next thing is I'm gonna be checking her heart sounds. So I'm gonna be checking her aortic, pulmonic, tricuspid, and mitral areas. Okay, so you can clearly hear S1 and S2 in all the areas, so her heart sounds are normal. So now I'm going to be checking her lung sounds in the front first. So her lung sounds are clear in the front. Everything sounds clear. So can you sit up? I'm going to be checking the back of your lungs now. All right, so the back of her lung sounds in the back are also clear and normal. So now I'm gonna be checking her arms. So I'm just looking for any kind of edema, any kind of like tenderness or inflammation, and her skin color looks good. So no, everything looks normal on this arm. Let me check her cap refill, and it's less than 3 seconds on the left one. Now looking at her right arm, everything also feels normal. Skin looks good and clear, and the cap refill is also less than 3 seconds. Now can you squeeze my hands for me? And can you push up and pull down? So the upper extremity strength is times 5. So everything in her upper extremities are good. So now I'm gonna check her abdomen. And then just by looking at her abdomen, it looks good. There doesn't seem to be like any kind of distension or anything wrong. And so now I'm gonna osculate in the 4 quadrants. So all 4 quadrants, the bowel noises were normal. And when was your last bowel movement?
This morning.
This morning. And then when was the last time you voided? You went number 1.
2 hours ago.
And was it everything clear or yellow?
Clear.
Clear. And was it a normal amount or was it more than usual?
Normal.
Normal. Okay, good. So now I'm gonna be checking her radial pulses to finish up the upper part of her body. So I'm checking her radial. Okay, so they sound it was normal. I got 72 per minute, and they were both. I would say that the boundiness was +2, so they're equal on both sides and +2. So they were. I could feel them clearly, and so that's it for the upper extremity. Now we're gonna go down to the lower extremity, and she has jeans on, but typically, you know, you would do the same thing you did on the upper, is check for any kind of tenderness or edema, or any kind of like bruises or anything like that, and you would feel for any tenderness. So everything looks good. And so can you raise your legs for me, please? So she's able to raise her legs, and then can you pull back for me? And then push. Okay, so lower extremity strength is also times 5, so it's normal. And then you would check the capillary refill. So it's also less than 3 seconds on both sides equally. And then typically you would check the pulse. So you could, for the lower extremity, you could check the dorsalis, pedalis, the popliteal, and then there's also the femoral, and then the tibialis dorsalis. So you would check I would check this one right here. So I got the same thing, about 72 per minute, and this one it wasn't as clear as the radial pulse, but I would say it's +1 on how well I felt the pulses. So then the last thing I would be checking is her bottom and her backside. So are you able to turn on your side, please? So I would check her back, just for the same thing, for any kind of edema or any kind of like, you know, bruises or anything like that. And same thing with her bottom. She's dressed up, so it won't make her undress. And so you can lay back down. So once you finish checking all that, you should be done. So we're all done with your assessment. I'm gonna make sure you're comfortable before I leave. So typically in the hospital, you would lower the bed at its lowest setting. You know, you make sure she's comfortable, and you give her call light. and then you just go to your desk and chart and document all your findings. Thank you so much for your time.